Welcome to the very first episode of The Lipstick Lesbian. I am Marquita, formerly known as Marquita Banana of the Apple and Marquita Banana Show. So before we get things started, if you have not had a chance to do so, click the icon in the bottom right hand corner of the screen to subscribe to my channel. If you guys would like, you can also follow me on social media at Mixed Butterfly on Instagram and an Apple from Eve on Snapchat. So if you watched the last video, you know that I had to do a live stream basically addressing the fact that April and I are no longer together. Guys, it took a really long time for me to get to the point to be comfortable enough to talk about the fact that I am a lesbian with a failed marriage. You know, just the thought of it for the longest time, I would break down in tears, I would have emotional outbursts and everything else like that. And it just really hurts because as somebody that, was in front of the eye of God knows how many people, you can genuinely tell that I loved my wife. Like I was so in love with April. And unfortunately, I felt as though we can weather a storm that obviously we couldn't. But I'm here and I'm doing it by myself. Hence the reason why there's so many changes, the name change, there's so many new things I have in store, and I'm just really excited for this journey. Let me just say that once I posted the live stream, and I really wasn't confident to begin with, I did have a conversation with my baby sister, and I was like, I don't know if I can do this alone. And she was just like, you can do it alone, and you will be successful, and it's going to be okay. But I really started to believe in myself more once you guys started leaving well wishes, amazing comments. People were contacting me via DM on Instagram and on Snapchat and just saying really amazing things. And if you think that your words aren't powerful, they are, because it really helped me see, what I needed to see in myself. So here I am. This video is basically a reintroduction of me to you. I personally feel like when you're standing next to somebody for so many years, you guys actually really start meshing together. You could be complete opposites, but when people see you, they see you as one. And here I am, bearing it all to the world. We're going to get into topics that I was never ever comfortable with talking about before. There are a lot of things going on behind the scenes that I'm going to get into, as well as some new things. New things, not just the intro to the video. There's a lot of new things going on. But while I'm on the subject of reintroducing myself, I think it's very important that I address some of the misconceptions that some of you out there may have about me. I do know that this is not the thought of, a whole lot of people, but it's out there. So every so often while scrolling through the comments, I would see somebody say something like, oh, Marquita's nasty towards April. She's mean. She's rude. Let me just squash this right now. Because obviously, April never ever had a problem with checking me on camera. You guys know for a fact that there would be times that I might say something. She'd be like, pause, my nigga. Like, fuck out of here. Like, She was, these things happen. Like, she wasn't just my girlfriend. She wasn't just somebody that I was with. She was my wife. So she was always able to keep it a buck with me. The thing that neither one of us ever really understood is how do you get, these misconceptions after watching a video that's 30, 45, 60, maybe even longer, 60 minutes long. Neither one of us understood that. But a lot of people don't actually know me. Like some of my subscribers do because they're friends and their families. But a lot of you don't know me in real life. And if you knew me, you would know that's not me whatsoever. It's not. And maybe it's just me saying this because I am me and I'm in front of the camera and I am, starting over. But please understand, I'm not this crazy psycho bitch that a lot of you think that I am. It's just not there. I ran the dashboard. I still run the dashboard behind the YouTube. So I see what topics interest people. I see when people start to drop off during a video. A lot of these things, I got to get a hold of. And I said it before. I will continue to say it again. Getting April to sit down and record a video was like pulling teeth. She just didn't want to do it. It was just, no, I don't feel like it. Or do we have to do it today? And, I did everything. I did the set. I did the lights. I constructed the topics, everything. We would sit down and we would talk about these things, and it will go from, well, how long does the video need to be, to what can we talk about, and what's off limits. So a lot of people thought that I was nasty because they would see me cutting April the side eye like, seriously? When you're filming a video straight through, like I'm doing now, and this is the third time you're filming a 45-minute video, and you're really tired, and you're like, okay, let's just get through this. And then the person you're filming with brings up something that you know for a fact was off limits. What do you think is going to happen? You're going to get a split-second reaction out of me. It's just like, seriously? Or if I say, all right, we got to keep this short and brief and to the point. Here we are, hour and 15 minutes later. I'm like, okay, we got to cut this. This is, just wrap it up. Come on, we got to go. We got to go. That's not me being rude at all. At least I don't think it was me being rude. April didn't feel like it was me being rude. It's, it just was what it was. I'm very A-type personality. Time has got to be on the money all the time. If we say 30 minutes, it needs to be 30 minutes. So only thing I'm asking from you is if everybody can just give me a clean slate. Like I said, I'm here. I'm doing it by myself. I'm reintroducing myself to you as an individual. And the only thing I really ask for in return is that, you guys just see me for who I am by myself here, presenting myself to you. The viewers, the subscribers, the audience, period. I'm here and I'm just 100% committed to you. So the only thing I really ask is, let's just start over, clean slate. One of the other things I mentioned is that there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes. So I work with some graphic designers, as you can see for the intro. I now have I want to call her a creative executive producer behind the scenes now. This is really great because now I have somebody that I can bounce ideas off of. I have somebody that can come and, present me with ideas like, well, what do you think about this? We called the last one the Apple and Marquita Banana Show. So now I'm presenting this to you as a show. And I will now have topics, and then I will have a segment. So as far as the topics go, I think the number one question that I get asked a lot is, are you single? So, yes, guys, I am single. I'm not sure if, if I'm going to get the response that I'm expecting to get, or if people are just going to be like, good for you. I will tell you that when I did the live stream, a few people slid in my DM. So, that was kind of interesting. But the second number one asked question, which is kind of like an oxymoron, but another question I get asked a lot is the open marriage. I'm going to just tell you right now, I'm not addressing it in this video. Not going to talk about it. All I'm going to say is that the next video that I shoot is going to be completely surrounding the open marriage. There was a lot of things before that I didn't want to talk about. I didn't mention it. I'm in therapy. I'm in therapy mentally, emotionally, spiritually. I am in such a better place. Shouts out to my therapist, Ashley, because goddamn it, she turned me around in 1 month. I was a hot mess when I sat down with her. I've been dealing with her for a while now, but I really started to gain clarity in my life, and things started to fall together the more and more and more I went to therapy to deal with the problems from my past, the problems I had while I was with April, and the problems that I started to develop after April. So that's a really, really good thing. But now I'm able to be at peace with myself. So I'm going to talk about a lot of things that I just did not want to discuss before. Of course, a lot of you want to know about my divorce and what happened and, where did things go wrong. We're going to talk about all of that. Everything. We're going to get into it all. We'll be talking about sex. Lots and lots and lots of sex. Because there are things that I learned, once again, in therapy about myself, about the situations I've been in the past. And I'm all about it. I'm all about it now. So I'm excited to talk about that. If you notice, that's one topic that, we only got into about it twice. And it was based around toys. But actually, sex as a whole, we never really talked about it. So I'm here to say, let's get it on. um, Another thing is that you guys are used to seeing me next to somebody else. So one thing I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start bringing guests onto the show. Now, the reason why I'm continuing this channel is because I want to inspire people. I want people to understand that I'm a regular human being the same way you are. I go through the same things that you go through. YouTube does not pay my bills. I am not rich, but I'm out here chasing my dreams. Point blank period. I do this because it makes me happy. I do this because I want to take it to the next level. And I found everyday people that do the same thing. So I have quite a few guests lined up. Not quite a few, but a couple people. I have a clothing line owner and designer lined up. I have a music video director lined up. Not only is she a music video director, she's also a movie director. I think it's like a movie or a show, or I believe it's a show. But either way, she's a director, so I'm like excited about that. Also, a model. The model is still in the works. See, the model was here, but the model moved to New York. So I was just like, well, we're going to rock it out. Even if I have to pack my setup and come to you, it is what it is. Who else do I have? I do have a trans man, which I thought was very, very interesting because, sometimes some of us feel like we weren't born in the right body. And like I said, it's all about being happy with yourself, being happy in life. So I do have a trans man lined up. I have a hairdresser lined up. I'm really excited about the hairdresser because I think that a lot of times some of these people are way more talented than what they're given credit for. So these people are out here, they're doing the things that they love to do, they're chasing their dreams, they're following their goals, and they're putting in the work. And so I'm really, 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 really extremely excited about that. Another thing that I'm going to have a segment called the Lesbian Bite. And the Lesbian Bite will be a segment, a 5-minute segment after every single topic when we talk about the who's the who and the what's what of LGBTQ Hollywood. So just to give you an idea, if you guys haven't heard of Lady Luck and Samaya Reese, they're both rappers. I think Samaya was on Love and Hip Hop at one point in time. And Lady Luck actually has a reality show. Come to find out, she's from the family that created the Sugar Hill Gang. But she was also a battle rapper back in the day. She was most known for battling Remy Ma underground. You guys can YouTube it. It's still out there. But they're in a relationship. Now, Lady Luck, Chanel, proposed to Samaya on the reality show. And just a couple weeks ago, they broke up. It was this whole big thing, and they were going at it on Instagram. I'm just like, the pettiness is real. Now, one thing about Lady Luck is that she actually follows me on Instagram. And sometimes she comments on my stuff. Sometimes she likes my stuff. So I just, told her, like, if that's who you love, then go after your love. But this was right before Samaya put up a post talking about you wasn't talking all that shit when you was eating my ass. Let me tell you what the problem with that is for me. Number one, we have to stop shaming each other. That's number one. Number two, stop with the social media fights, especially if you're in a major public eye. You guys have probably millions of followers combined amongst the both of you. Why are you putting things out there like that? First and foremost, Samaya, if Chanel was eating your ass, you probably ate hers too. Because I'm going to tell you right now, whatever my girl do to me, I'm going to do to her. And it is what it is. Eating ass is not my thing. I will put that out there. But, I mean, a lot of times, like us as women, like, you give it, you get it. You get it, you give it. So that's one thing I did not agree with. And in the end, they ended up back together anyway, which is like normal lesbian tedious shit. Seriously? What was all this for then? What was y'all beefing for? Y'all knew y'all was going to talk and I get back together. We do that. We break up like 8 times in 1 year and still keep it popping. So I'm going to have a segment called this Lesbian Bite. And that's basically what it's going to be. That was just a little preview or whatnot. Let me think. What else? So, what I am going to do with this episode is I am actually going to do a giveaway, a small token of my affection. You will have to pay for absolutely nothing. The only thing I ask is that you guys repost this video on some sort of social media, whether it's your Twitter, your Facebook, your Instagram, your LinkedIn, I don't care where it is. Repost this video, screenshot it, and send me a screenshot to my DM. Send me a screenshot to my DM. The first 10 people that do this, I have a small present for you. Now, please take in mind that the more subscribers I gain, the bigger the presents, the bigger the prizes, the more giveaways. So, why not? I figure, just to kick things off right, just switch it up some. Like I said, screenshot, send it to me, and I'll repost. I think that throughout this journey, I'm going to convey so many emotions because it's so much I'm going through right now. And the only thing I can say is thank you. People have been reaching out to me, and it just really means the world to me to be able to do this, to know that I have an audience. Even if it's not that big of an audience, it's still an audience. There are people out there that shared their thoughts with me because I did put out a question on Instagram and Snapchat, and they shared their thoughts with me. And the responses I got was really, really astounding because I got quite a few responses. And I'm just really, really grateful. So the only thing I can say is thank you. And I hope that you guys, follow me through this journey. I'm going to be changing a lot. And when I say a lot, like I said, I'm getting my mind and my spirit and my emotions together. When I get settled, because I am moving, it's a whole nother ball game. But once I get settled, I want to start getting my body right. Going back to the gym. I was taking pole dancing classes before, and so I'll be getting back into that and just putting myself in a better place to be, nothing but great for myself. I think that with therapy, the one thing that I had the opportunity to learn was that I had a problem with putting others before me. A really, really big problem. But now I'm starting to learn that I have to love myself before, I could even think about loving anybody else or putting so much effort into anybody else. And I'm learning at a very fast rate. So thank you for joining me. Hopefully, guys will tune in for the next episode when I discuss my open marriage. Good night, beautiful people. I see you later.